Well, welcome to another episode of Belt 95 Sports. So, everybody saw the video last night, AEW, the CM Punk, Jack Perry incident. And I see how CM Punk said some words to Jack Perry, and he kind of pushed him and put him in a headlock, and people broke it up. And he kind of went at Tony Khan. Now, a lot of people say, why would Tony Khan be afraid for his life? Some people got to understand, some people grew up around money. Some people were really sheltered, had a lot of money, not used to people confronting them. So in Tony Khan's perspective, he may have felt threatened. A lot of people like me, I was a United States Marine. I'm not gonna be threatened by that. I know what being a Marine, Marines, we if you've gone through boot camp or you're a Marine, you know that. But a lot of people that grew up sheltered get intimidated by stuff like that. So I see all these YouTubers and these content creators talking about how they would not be afraid. Someone probably had never been in a fight a day in their life. Some look like they couldn't do a push-up or a sit-up. And that's why I hate when I look at these videos and people criticizing different wrestling companies. Like AEW is not perfect, WWE is not perfect. Sometimes you watch WWE and you like, why am I watching this stuff? You want to fall asleep. You watch AEW, sometimes they have great shows. Tony Khan, in my opinion, he's still learning the business. I would wish that they would have never aired this video at all. I wish they would just kind of like do like in the old days, like when we watch NWA never mentioned WWF never mentioned NWA. Like I said, I'm part of the old school. I watched wrestling since 1978, and my generation, we grew up in the golden era of wrestling. Back in the early 80s, WWF at the time, they were more cartoonish. They worried about selling ice cream bars and making action figures and selling merchandise, and at these bigger than life cartoon characters like Hulk Hogan and Tugboat and all these other things. I mostly gravitated to NWA because it was more real at the time for us back then. We didn't know that the stuff was scripted back then. We really took the stuff to heart. Like for me, like I look at this, belt that I made. I've been making belts like this since 1982. Back then, and this is the one I did for the Washington Capitals right here. I make belts now for, I look at this, I made this for Drake for autism. So I make belts to raise money for children with special needs now. And we grew up in a different era. I look at most of these content creators that go along and they criticize every single little thing. And this is one guy got a channel. I'm not going to say who it is, but he said he's been watching wrestling since 1998, and he thinks he knows everything. And it's like where we grew up, we listened to the older people that watched wrestling before we did because they had more knowledge than we did, and we learned from them. We kept our mouth shut, and we learned, and we enjoyed it for what it was. It's entertainment, everybody. It's just a show. It's not going to affect your life one way or the other. AEW is going to grow from this, hopefully. WWE is going to grow. When before AEW came along, it was just WWE, and it was a terrible product because they had no competition whatsoever. Us that grew up in the 80s, we had 4 or 5 wrestling companies like NWA, AWA, World Class Wrestling, UWF, and WWF at the time. So we had a lot of stuff to choose from. Now, WWE, for a while, was the only company around. And now AEW brought a lot of competition, which made WWE better. And hopefully Tony Khan learn from this and make AEW better and focus on their business, not everybody else and these people on that so-called experts. And I know people gravitate to Eric Bischoff and Jim Cornette. I've been watching Jim Cornette since 1984, and they part of the old school. So I don't criticize their wrestling knowledge because I can't. They know more than I do. I've been watching wrestling since 1978. They're in the business, but they make money off of controversy. These people that take this stuff too seriously, and they're gonna criticize AEW because that's a big thing, big topic to make money off of. You click on their channels, you pay them money, buy their merchandise, whatever, so they make money. They're gonna continue to criticize AEW, but hopefully from this we'll calm down. I'm still going to watch AEW. I'm still going to watch WWE. It's entertainment. It's just a show. I see some people say, I'm not going to watch AEW anymore because what they did. Okay, that's fine. That's your business, whatever. But it's just a show. And coming from the old school, we noticed we grew up on real wrestling in the golden era. You know, some of the younger people that only been watching wrestling since 2000 or 98 or 97, and they come on these channels and they know everything, and they experts, and they not worry about wrestling. They worry about what the ring looks like, what color looks like. They trying to fantasy book things, and we didn't grow up like that. We didn't give a damn about none of this. Half of us didn't even know that Vince McMahon even owned the WWF at the time. We just enjoyed the product. We enjoyed every single wrestling company, what we could get our hands on. The wrestling magazines that came out back in the day, we enjoyed it for what it was, and a lot of us still enjoy it. We're gonna watch every wrestling program, and some people that make these, I'm only gonna watch this. These companies, TNA, WWE, AEW, New Japan, MLW, they don't care about you. This is about making money. As long as you buy the products, they create controversy. The more money you spend on this stuff, they don't care if you can't pay your light bill or any of that stuff. So what I saw last night in the video, I wish they would have never aired it. You know, just don't worry about, you know, CM Punk. Let CM Punk do what he got to do in WWE, and let them rest and let them do their own business. So everybody calm down. It is what it is. It's just a show, entertainment. But I'm gonna leave it there. This is my channel, Beltway 95 Sports of the Cause. I support children and adults with special needs or autism. So if you like what I'm doing, consider like, subscribe to the channel. You guys be safe out there and take care of yourself. Remember, this month is Autism Awareness Month. Be safe out there. Thank you.